Welcome to Why They Play the Game, a show created to discuss the NBA on and off the court. I'm just one of your co-hosts, Michael Eric Owens.
And I'm Ken Hayes.
Hey, my brother, how you doing, man?
Good, man, good. Around here it's about 60 degrees, so it's time to hit some
Man.
golf balls.
Oh, yeah, I know you itching. I know your bag probably already in the car saying catch up with me, huh? That's all right, man. But we folks, listen, as always, we need for you to hit that like, that subscribe, and that notification button because listen, it helps us grow the show. It helps get more involved. It helps the dialogue. And we really appreciate you, all of your comments, all of the time that you take to listen to Ken and I. We appreciate that. And so pass it along for us. So we have, for the most part, you can see me, Ken and I are in our Bucks gear.
Yeah.
We have, for the most part, really kind of focused on the NBA as a whole. But today we want to kind of focus in on the Milwaukee Bucks and the season that they are having. I can just say, as a lifelong Bucks fan, it has been, I can't remember a more difficult year as a Bucks fan than the current situation that we are in. So we want to talk a little bit about the Bucks. Folks, we want to talk a little bit about what has been going on with Giannis, as well as the injuries, the record, the play-in seems to be out of reach. But Ken, first of all, start us off just with some thoughts that you might have.
All right, Mike. So right now, they're 27 and 35 overall, not in the play-in. We just heard about the rumor that, Doc is going to retire at the end of the season. He comes out 2 or 3 days later and said nobody has asked him that, to retire, or he hasn't said anything. So, there's, let's just say, rumors going around. And the thing about it, Mike, this season has been real difficult for the Bucks because it's just been so inconsistent as far as the play is concerned. We'll dive deeper into that. But, with the rumors, is Giannis going to stay? Is he going to get traded? Is he going to New York? Is he going to Houston? Even sometimes going to OKC. So, trade deadline passed away. He's still there. So I think the main thing, Mike, is that, when you come off a championship and now that we've seen so many changes of, the Bucks trying to stay competitive and let's just say a title contender, it's hard. And don't get me wrong. I mean, I have to give it to the organization. They have made, attempted, I'll put it that way, to put people around Giannis to make the team better. Good, bad, or indifferent. We'll talk about that and get a little deeper into that. But I just think that, you have to have some type of, let's just say, team effort. And right now, the Bucks are not showing that. And the other thing, Mike, I think Doc hasn't helped the situation because, after the games, the post game interviews, it's just like, I'm here, I won't say he doesn't care, but it's just kind of like, okay, let's move on to the next game. We got to go, I don't get it, Mike. And it just seemed like the player's effort, the standpoint between coach and player, it's inconsistent too. And then when you see some of the minutes that certain players are getting, you're saying to yourself, the box score, he only played 16 minutes, but he had, let's just say, 12 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists in 16 minutes. That rotation is, I just don't get it from my standpoint. You let me know what you think.
Well, bruh, when you were talking, Doc always plays his greatest hits. No matter, I mean, he's been doing this for 25 years, man.
Yeah.
Doc knows how to come up to the mic.
He gonna have a good pension.
He definitely is. He's looking at the Hall of Fame. I think that's what's really solid on his mind, which probably should be. It's a great achievement. I mean, we can debate whether or not, he's in that, he's a top 5 winningest coach. I mean, winning and winning are two different things. Like, I mean, the ultimate. He's got one title with the Boston Celtics, and that's really all that he has to show for his resume. And he has a lot of wins. Let's don't get it wrong, but he's going to give you the greatest hits. So it's not even to me listening to Doc talk after the game. It's like that song that you really like, but I don't think we really like, but it's on repeat. You know what I mean, Ken? You remember back in the days, you call up, yeah, I'll dedicate this song to such and such. Yeah, it's on repeat, Ken. But, Ken, let me give you some numbers here.
Okay.
Now, we're going to talk about since the Bucks won the 2021 NBA title, okay? So we know Chris is no longer there. Drew is no longer there. Bud is no longer the coach. Do you realize since that game, Giannis has missed 88 games.
That's a full season.
A full season. Ken, I'm not even going to freak you. I'm going to freak you out even more. Get this number. Chris Middleton, from the time they won that championship to the time he left, Chris Middleton missed 114 games.
Jeez.
Now, the reason why I want to bring this game missing up is because there's this narrative that's going around that says, and it is a true narrative because Giannis has said it himself, he wants to win championships. Okay. Let's talk about that for a minute. Because the following year you missed 15 games. The year after that you missed 19. Then the year after that you missed 9 games, which was pretty good. But then you missed 16 last game, and now you have already missed 29 this year. And some of those games you missed, you weren't available in the playoffs. You were not available when the Bucks needed you the most. So let's say this. He's got a narrative where he wants to win championships. Bruh, you missed the whole season. You missed an entire season. Why don't you have a narrative of, I want to get healthy? I want to be available in the playoffs. I need to be available during the season. Listen, the Bucks this is what kills me. No team, Ken, is going to reshuffle their deck and have their best player out almost 30 games. Matter of fact, it's going to be 30 games because he's not playing tonight. Okay. So he's missed 30 games. That's more than a third of the season. So you reshuffle a team. You bring in guys mid-season. And your best player is missing 30 games, not to mention how many Kevin Porter Jr. has missed. How do you expect for you to be a championship team? Ken, you said it earlier. The Bucks have zero consistency. It has nothing to do. And I'm going to tell you something about my observations of Doc Rivers. Okay. Doc Rivers is an old school, antiquated type of coach where he believes in playing veteran players and he doesn't know how to go deep in his bench. It's never a skill he required. In today's NBA,
you have to.
Where the talent is there's such parity. You don't have great players and then, average players. You have, for the most part, pretty good players across the board because the skill set has been so dumbed down. They all shoot threes.
Right.
So you don't have, if you're a 3-and-D guy, that's what they're looking for. Someone who can shoot threes and play D. There's no creativity in the game. And so, Ken, the talent is so close that you can match these guys. In today's game, as a coach, you have to know how to bring in. Man, teams are playing 10 deep easily.
In the regular season. Right. Yeah.
Easily.
I'll agree with you. Yeah.
And you cannot go with, because what Doc does is Doc put in people that he ain't gave time to. How you going to give Cam Thomas 6 minutes? Then you give him 11 minutes. And then Doc can only win when he has a team that knows itself, where there's just probably 7 or 8 deep, where he doesn't have to, all of that creativity. He doesn't have that creativity. He's an old school coach. Now, I am not criticizing the person. I'm criticizing the style of play. Bobby Knight couldn't coach now. Don Gauss couldn't coach now. These old school coaches, they can't. It's a new game. You have to figure out how to find your matchups, how to put them in at the right time, how to leave guys in and take guys out. Why in the world is AJ Green starting? This is what I'm talking about, Kent. Like, you can't. AJ is effective when he is hitting his 3-pointer. When he's not, he's just getting hunted. They just hunt him.
Yeah,
They're killing him. Him and Bobby Portis, and I'm sure we're probably going to talk about that. But to me, those two guys have become unplayable in this system because they don't play defense, and they just hunt for them, man. And Bobby don't rebound. Every now and then he'll have a 6-7 rebound game, but he don't protect the rim. And so, Ken, I just think when the Bucks have a terrible combination of injuries, of lack of coaching expertise in today's game, and a guy. Now this is where I pick a bone with Giannis. Okay, you say you want to win championships, but you're not available. All of these rumors are going around. Your agent is saying things. Sham is running around here saying all these type of things like that you want to be traded. And you never definitively have come out and said you do not want to be traded. You have said, I want to be a Milwaukee Buck. I'm a Milwaukee Buck today. Who knows what the future holds? That's what you said.
Yeah.
Well, I'm committed today. You have never come out and said you do not want to be traded. I do not think. Let me tell you, Ken, why I think this is so terrible. Because when I look at great players, even the Kevin Durant's, even, the LeBron James, even when those guys wanted to leave, they told you.
It just came on like trade.
They told you. Exactly. They told you. And I respect them for that, even though I might have disagreed with where Kev went, but it was his choice, man. And I'm not mad at that. At least he came out and said, I want out. And for you to drag this franchise along like you have, and Giannis, you have. I don't care what you want to say. I know you've been trying to be polite about it or whatever, but you have dragged this franchise along. You have been like the girlfriend that the boyfriend had done everything for, and you still won't accept the ring. Okay, you said you ain't leaving, but you're not committing. And to me, his play has not been as of late. When I watched Giannis the other day, where was the D? I'm like, he wasn't even getting back on. So, Ken, you cannot say you want to win championships. And, Ken, another thing. So everybody else is a problem, but Giannis is not.
But, Mike, let me step in just for a second. I'm going to go back to Doc. So right now, he's 88 and 84 as the coach of the Milwaukee Bucks. A little bit over 500. The thing that just, I'm going to say, just kills me with Doc is the rotation. And I'm going to agree with you 100%. AJ Green shouldn't even be starting. And then the other thing is that, I'll say this, I'm going to back up just a little bit, is that when they traded Drew Holiday for Dame, that was a bad move. Just in my opinion, I just think that Drew was the backbone as far as defenses was concerned. They gave him a defensive presence. And when they traded Dame, guards went after him. They exposed him a little, and not a little, but they exposed his defense abilities. And the other thing that, I'll say about Milwaukee is that, you mentioned Chris, but the other two people that we haven't talked about is Brook Lopez and Pat Connaughton. They let this team get older. Then the injuries started to creep up. Now, is Pat still in the league?
I don't know if anybody picked him up. I don't know.
Okay, I thought he got bought out.
Yeah, he did.
And I think Brook is with the Clippers right now.
Yeah, he went to Clippers.
Not getting a whole lot of time. And the thing about it, Mike, is that, there are, in that time frame, where were the young players getting developed? That is the thing that you mentioned, that you said that, for the most part, these players are interchangeable as far as skill level is concerned. Some a little bit higher than others, whatever the case may be. But you got to find guys who can come off the bench, give you a spark, play some defense. The big thing, like you said, is shooting the three. And AJ Green, he can shoot the three, but Mike, he is going to get blasted on the defensive end no matter what. And it just compounds the problem with Milwaukee. Go ahead, Mike.
Absolutely. No, you're right. I mean, he's had let's be honest, AJ has had a terrible year. He's had a terrible year. I mean, you go 2 for 6, 2 for 7 from the 3-point, but on the other hand, you're giving up 20 and 30 points. I mean, it just you can't. Bobby's the same way. If Bobby's not scoring, he's hurting you because he's not playing any defense whatsoever. It's a liability to have those two guys on the floor. And Ken, let me go back to your Dame comment. While I do agree with that, I also will state that if Drew had stayed, it would have been worse.
You think
and
so?
I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
Because Drew was not an offensive player like Dame was. And the key to that, Ken, what you're talking about is so true, but the key to that was Chris Middleton. That was the key, because Dame didn't need Chris as much as Drew did. Drew needed that other scoring guard. Drew needed that. He wasn't going to carry that weight when Giannis was out. So, in my opinion, it would have been worse. Somehow, when I heard about that trade, what I thought, man, they kept Drew. That's what I thought. Like, you got Drew in. Then when I heard Drew was gone, I was like, so where's the D? Where's the front court D, right? That's the problem that I had with that. But also, Ken, I am not convinced that Giannis has the ability to play alongside another superstar. I mean, another alpha.
Okay.
I just think he needs to be the alpha. You can see since he came back how it threw everything off for the Bucks. It threw everything off because Giannis requires you to play off of him. He doesn't play off of other players. He just don't. He's never learned that in his game. He is the head dog. So if he goes somewhere, they're going to have to they have to change everything, because Giannis is not like KD. KD can just go fit in anywhere you put him at. KD is like that puzzle piece that just morphs into whether it's a triangle or square. It don't matter. You just put him on the court and he'll get busy, right?
But Mike, let me just let's stop for just a second. And I agree with what you're saying, but the thing about with Giannis, Mike, his game is limited. That's why, he has trouble, like you said, with another alpha, because for the most part, his scoring is going to be within 6 feet of the basket, going to the hole, let's just say a short, under the basket. And that's the thing that's I'm gonna say holding the Bucks back, to me, as far as I'm concerned, because sometimes you have to give up a little bit to make the whole team better, and it doesn't seem like Giannis wants to do that. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you listen. It's one thing to build a team around a player. It's another thing to give the player the keys to the team. And Giannis has the keys to the team, brother. You cannot tell me when you got both of your brothers on that team, which they should not be. I think Thanasis is from my vantage point, man, a cool dude. Would love to meet him, love to hang out with him. With the way things are going with the Bucks, you know what? I'm gonna say different, man, because he's such a great locker room guy. And you do need that, right? He's such a great, you see him on the bench, man. You see him giving much love and excitement. So I'm going to give that, okay? I'll give that. Your other brother, come on, man. That's just desperation. That's like, you know what? The diamond ain't big enough. Okay, I'm going to go get a bigger one and come back. Come on now, just say yes. It ain't happening, Ken. And look, okay, let me give you some ratings for the Bucks this year.
Okay.
Offensive rating, they're 15. Defensive rating, they're 12th. Net rating, they're 14th. So they're basically middle of the road team.
That's not.
And given the fact, see, this is what people don't understand. This is why I think it's such a bad narrative when Giannis goes around and says, I want to win championships. And people say you have to put people around him to win championships. Folks, the Milwaukee Bucks have been doing this without Giannis.
Man.
And they have been doing this without Kevin Porter Jr. And they've been doing this without Taurean Prince. Now, I want to see another team out there to lose their best player and to have their second best player out multiple games, multiple times of the year, and to have young players step in. If you really sit back and step back, it's the reason why people are so disappointed with the Bucks is because Giannis set the bar too high.
What do you mean by that?
We got to win a championship or bust.
Or bust.
Well, you have to build toward a championship, man. Golden State won, 2 in a row? Fail. Okay? LA won in the bubble. Have they been back yet? No, they have been not. This is, I'm saying, winning a championship is difficult. That's why that's why it's got to be all in. That's why you can't be saying like, I want to win one here, but and let me tell you what Giannis said that really makes me question his competitiveness. Now, I'm talking to Ken, but I also want to talk to the hoopers out there. All the hoopers out there, all the hoopers that played this game, all the hoopers that will say, man, if I could have made it to the NBA, I would have been ecstatic. I would have taken advantage of every moment I was in the NBA. All the hoopers that put in time, I want to speak to them, Ken.
Okay. Giannis
said, yeah, I think about playing with Steph and LeBron, and, that comes into my mind, but it's just something you think about. And I ain't never thought about playing with somebody that beat me. Matter of fact, I would rather for you to beat me 100 times than for me to join you and win one. I don't believe in that slogan, if you can't beat them, join them. To me, that's not competitive. Did you hear the GOAT saying, I would want to play with Barkley, or I would want to play with... No, he want to take your heart. So to me, the mentality of these guys that they don't have the same, I'm just saying, y'all criticize me, you can say what you want, but I don't think I would have ever heard anybody I played basketball with say that.
No, Mike, we didn't
Period.
Like that. No.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. We want to find a way to beat you, come on.
I ain't joining you.
Right. But I guess this is, a different generation as far as, NBA basketball is concerned. It's more join us so we can win, But the thing about it is that when I look at the Bucks situation, is that who's their second best player? In my mind, is Kevin Porter Jr.
Yeah.
But is he featured that way?
No, he ain't. No, he ain't. But doesn't that go back to coaching?
Right. Okay. Exactly, Mike.
Okay. Hey, Ken, let me just say this. Then I want you to continue to elaborate on that because I know you got something good to say about it. But this dude, he out there getting 20, 7, 8 assists, 4 or 5 rebounds, 2 or 3 steals, and why he not featured in the offense? Why you not running him? And I just feel like it's his inability, Doc's inability, man, to maximize the players that he had. We've had good. Cole Anthony's gone. Terrible. He hardly even used him. Coffee, hardly even used him.
What about Gary Trent Jr.?
Bruh.
He ain't where he go? No DNP, Mike.
And did you know this, Ken? I don't know if I heard they asked Kuz. They asked Kyle, when did you know that you were not playing the other night when they gave him a DMP? He said he didn't. He said he didn't. They didn't say anything to him. And then he said, they asked him, when did he find out he was playing the most recent game? He said, briefly before the game started. Are you serious? There should be no game that Kyle Kuzma does not play in. There is no, if he is not hurt, like he's out today, I think he's questionable because of his back. And he might just be doing that because he came back in those 2 games. He showed you what I'm about, right? I don't care what anybody say. Kyle Kuzma is a solid player. He's going to give you points. He's going to give you defense. He's going to give you some rebounds. Yeah, does he make some mistakes? All players make mistakes. But Kyle Kuzma is a guy you want in your lineup. And to sit up and not even tell him, Ken, He said nobody told him. He just sat there the whole game. He thought he was going to play.
Mike,
What?
Mike, I got to focus on some in a different area, Mike. I'm gonna mention this name, Miles Turner. I think his, this season for Miles has been frustrating. I'll look at, Miles, 32 minutes, 4 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist. I'm like,
Yeah, but Ken, he only got 6 shots.
right, exactly.
I,
And remember I said earlier, Mike, that as a player, as let's just say the alpha, you got to get other players involved. You got to make them comfortable, especially they picked him up on this past off season. So you want to make him come in, feel good about himself, give him some shots, set him up and things like that. That has never happened this season, Mike. I think I saw. Well, I shouldn't say. I saw one game where Miles had like 24 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists. I said, that's a Kyle. I mean, that's Miles Turner. That's the person I know. I just think that this has been, how can it's almost having a chemistry experiment and you just blow it up. And I'm saying to myself, what are y'all doing?
I know.
And then the thing about it, Mike, in the fourth quarter, it's just like he just out there, basically running up the court and getting rebounds.
Never get the ball passed to him.
Right. Exactly. And maybe I'm saying to myself, well, maybe Miles is just, trying to defer to Giannis because, he the alpha. So I just think that he needs to be more aggressive as far as shot selection is concerned, as far as just overall, in this team chemistry. And that's what's killing the Bucks, Mike. Killing them.
I couldn't agree more, Ken. I think, number one, Doc doesn't know how to coach him. Doc does not know how to coach Miles. I think I seen Miles try to post up multiple times. They never throw him the ball. They have, I think when it almost seems like to me like when Miles arrived, they were like, well, okay, you're Miles Turner. Just figure it out. Like, we're not going to game for you. We're not going to try to work you in the offense. We just want you to spread the floor and do that. That's to me what they and they don't understand. Miles is a roller on the pick. Halliburton used him coming off that pick, hitting him with the lob, hitting him with the bounce pass. He needs to be in that action, but because they let Giannis have the keys, Giannis is in that action. And Giannis is not a guy that comes off that dishes into tight spots, right? He don't throw alley-oops. He don't do that. He'll hit you in the corner. He'll hit you on the wing, but he's not that guy. He's better off being the screener than he is the one with the ball. And so it's not in his game, man. And why didn't you run that pick and roll with Kevin and Miles? Why didn't you run it with why don't you do you never see that, man? And it's like you'll see it with Sims, but Miles is more of a threat because Miles can not only catch the lob, but he can hit the 4, 5, or 6 or 8 footer. Right. And so, man, it goes back to coaching. And I just wonder, man, because I'm looking at Darvin Ham, I'm looking at these other guys, and I'm like, man, is it that you just have to just yield? Like, I don't know what the private conversations is, but I'm telling you, the lineups that Doc put in, the second lineups, the rotation that he puts in, when he puts Sims and Bobby in at the same time, that's a terrible thing. It's a terrible thing because Bobby, you only have one rim protector and really one post player that's playing defense because Bobby's not doing it. It's a horrible thing.
So, Mike, let's transition. So, I mean, what's the path forward for the Bucks, in your opinion?
I think they should shut Giannis down. There's no reason for Giannis to play. Let these guys continue to get experience. It's great experience for Rollins, KP. Come back. It's great experience for him. Get Gary in the game more. Get Cam more acclimated to start working with Turner more. And then you see where you land at. I just don't think it's a winning recipe for the Bucks. And I just think, I don't know if you can repair other than Giannis coming out and saying or signing that extension. See, this is what's really going to happen. He's not going to sign that extension.
You don't think so?
And see, you cannot, and you mentioned it earlier, culture is everything. It's everything, man. Getting along. When you hear players, listen to the Thunder. Listen to SGA. Listen to those guys talk. They talk about how close they are. They talk about how they do things together, man. They talk about how they're a brotherhood. That's how you win. You don't win with a guy saying you just need to put, you don't hear, yes, SGA, well, we need to put people around SGA so he can. No, they're out there, they're balling their team, they're doing it. The Thunder doesn't have more talent than the Bucks. Let's just keep it real. If we line it up, they do not have more talent, and they definitely don't have more experience. They play together, they play hard, and they have a coach that understands how to coach today's NBA team. He can go 10 deep, and he does do that on a nightly basis.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You understand?
But I think Giannis is making what, about 55, 54?
50, yeah, I think, yeah, 56 million.
Probably about, let's just say, a third of the salary. My thing might, either they're going to either just have a full rebuild, trade Giannis during the offseason, or let's just say they said, well, we don't want to trade him. I think you have to trade some veterans like Bobby Portis.
Yes.
You may have to look at Kuzma.
Yeah, I would hate to see Kuz, but I think Usman definitely can play that role, him. Man. Yeah. Oh, he's young. His game is nice. And he's only going to get better. I would hate to see Cruz go because I think he has been one of the more consistent Milwaukee Bucks. I'm just being honest, bro. He's been healthy. He's been there. He's played, and he didn't get depressed when they didn't play him. He came in. He had a solid game. So for me, man, I think he's one of your bright spots. But maybe he's playing like this because he wants to get out. I mean, listen, man. I don't want to play with a dude that don't want to be here. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I do not want to play with a guy that is not locked in with us, not just this season, but moving forward. If that is on your mind, you need to be gone. If you're thinking about playing somewhere else, you need to be out the building. Simple
but
as
Mike,
that.
I shouldn't say we talk a lot off air. Mm-hmm. And remember early in the season, my whole mantra was Kevin Porter Jr. Mm-hmm. Mike, Doc has not let him cook like he can. And I know he's been injured. Don't get me wrong. I get it. It's just part of the game. But to me, Kevin Porter Jr. can average 20 in his sleep.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And get this team in the right direction. The thing that, that I worry about him, can he stay healthy?
Yeah, that knee is a concern, man. The swelling on it, but you can't. I'm with you. I mean, he has shown you what he's capable of. I mean, and he plays D. He's not just an offensive guy, man. He's averaging 2 steals a game. I mean, he is a thief. I mean, if you put that ball out there, he gonna take it from you. So, yes, I'm hoping he can get healthy, man. He's always been a player that I appreciated and liked, and I think for the time he's put in this year, he's had a heck of a year. Despite Ryan, with his growth spurts here and there and the turnovers that he has, he just gets too lazy with the ball.
I do. I like that.
Yeah, Ryan is good, man. Ryan is. I give Ryan a lot of respect, man. He plays hard. I think he's got that young man's mentality that we need a bucket. I'm going to go get it because I can get it. Hey, and he don't get it sometimes, which really hurt. But sometimes he get it, though. But I can't. What I love, man, is he just plays hard. And he doesn't back down. He's going to keep, I love that about him. So, to me, that combination of him and Porter Jr., that's a dangerous combination, bro. They are one of the 2 best guards in the league. They averaging 40. Can you realize that they averaging 40 and probably 12 assists a game together? Few steals. Tell me the backcourt you're getting that from.
No, you're not getting
2 players. Oh no. Yeah.
But I think the other thing, Mike, I'm gonna say this, and I think you gotta find minutes for Cam. You gotta get, man. This boy is
Cam,
walking buckets. I
Cam.
don't care what anybody say, and can score at will.
You know what, man? I just want to just break my microphone, man. I mean, I don't get it. When you look at the Bucks, you look at even last night, you look at the statistics. The Bucks always get outshot. In other words, they don't have enough shot attempts. Their percentage is good, but they don't get second chance shots. They don't get. How do you get that? You get a guy like Cam that's shaking and baking, that's taking to the hole, that's pulling up in the paint, which is if he miss is going to give you a better opportunity to get a rebound than a long range three that bounces long and it leads to the break. And what I'm saying, yes, 3-pointers are, I know that's the game, but man, Ken, how can AJ Green,
Mike, you going on down the wrong rabbit hole because
how can he get twice the minutes of Cam Thomas? I just don't get it. And you could even argue, well, Cam don't play D like that. AJ do.
you know,
So you can't make me that argument like AJ is a stopper and they're hunting him.
they coming after
You
him.
see what I'm saying? And the reason, let me just say this, Ken, and we can wrap. I want to get your conclusion on where you think this thing is going. But the thing is this: you're putting Cam in the lineup where he is the only one that can get his own shot. And when you do that, all teams are doing is just locking up on him. They're making it difficult for him. And then you sit him on the bench and you say, well, you really didn't produce anything. Bruh, you need to put him in there with Giannis. You need to put him there with with Kevin Porter Jr., put him there with Ron. You need to put him in there with the starters, man.
Right.
Like, what are you doing putting him in there with he needs that. You imagine Cam getting all that space when Giannis in. Are you serious? He played one time with Giannis since he's been there, bruh. Man, I'm telling you, if the rumors are true that Doc is going to retire, thank God, bro. Nah, Doc, you just need to go, Doc. You need to go, man. Going to the Hall of Fame, well deserved, but your coaching days are over with. You cannot coach in today's NBA. Ken, that's my conclusion. Last word, Ken.
Mike, I'll say this, and then it has to be talked about because Cam is just not getting the time that he deserves, and for the amount of talent that he has, and you giving that to AJ Green. When I look at the box score, AJ Green 22, 25 minutes, Cam Johnson 6,
Cam Thomas,
15,
yeah.
12. Tom, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, really? Come on, man. Come on. Yeah, we hope Doc will retire. Had great career as a player and a coach, won a championship. So if it's true, hopefully we can maybe get Darvin Ham to replace him. Easy.
Maybe, man. I'm not convinced of that, Ken. I think they just need to go out and try to get one of these younger coaches that that got a different man. Darvin's got the old school too. He's got the old school. They need to just if they're gonna shake things up, okay, they're gonna need to. Doc can't come back. I mean, Adrian's record was better than his. And I don't like how the fact that he was Adrian's mentor and then all of a sudden he gets his job and come on, man, stop it. I would take 30 and 14 right now.
Oh, shoot, in a heartbeat.
Okay, so with all them problems, I would have took. I asked Giannis, would he take that record right now? So, Ken, in conclusion, will the Bucks make the play-in?
Mike, you almost made me say something. No, Mike, they're not gonna make the play-in. And the thing that I want to see, I want to get people's opinion. What the Bucks should do, or trade, or replacement, or whatever the case may be. So put it in your comments. When you watch the show. So I just I want to get a feel. Where everybody's at.
And tell us whether you agree, disagree. Listen, you can disagree with me. Educate me. Maybe I'm not seeing what I need to be seeing. Maybe Doc is the answer. I don't know. But educate us. Ken, again, last word, my brother.
All right, man. So everybody, watch the show. Give us your opinion. Give us what you think the Bucks should do. So, next season, because we're not making the play-in. So.
Well, you heard it from Ken. No play in, folks. The world of sports unites us. Let us take this unity into our everyday life. This is why they play the game.